This is the XPS 15. Oh wait, nope. This is the XPS 15. A quick disclaimer, this is actually my third XPS 15, and I got the motherboard and the screen replaced already too, but we'll get into that later. Let's just dive right into the laptop first. The model I have is the XPS 15 9560. It has a 7700 HQ, a GTX 1050, the 4K display, 512GB of storage, and 16GB of RAM, and I got it from Micro Center for $15.99. The build quality of the device is awesome. It's got an aluminum top and bottom, as well as a soft touch carbon fiber interior. There's minimal flex in the chassis, and the entire thing just feels premium. On the right side we have the power jack, one USB 3 Type A, HDMI 1.4, which can only output 4K at 30Hz, Thunderbolt 3, and a 3.5mm audio jack. The left side has a battery indicator, one USB 3 Type A, and a full-size SD card slot. There's an LED on the front too to show when the device is charging, and the charging cable itself also has a white LED. The device is actually kind of bright at night, so if you're looking for a really expensive night light, this laptop has you covered. I've got the lid in the bottom covered in a matte black D-brand skin too, because I really like the black and I'm more comfortable carrying around such an expensive device if it's at least somewhat protected. The display is drop dead, pretty nice. Just know that there is some ghosting. It's a Gorilla Glass covered 4K 60Hz IGZO panel, which Dell claims has 100% sRGB and 100% Adobe RGB coverage. It's great if you do any kind of work that demands high color accuracy. It's a touchscreen too, but it doesn't have any pen support. And I don't really see how anyone would really draw on this thing with a pen anyway, but just know that you can't even do it. The panel gets pretty bright too. Some of you may be wondering why mine is matte, and that's because I opted to get a matte screen protector since it is so reflective. No, literally, this thing is a black mirror. The 1080p model comes with a matte display if you don't want to spend the extra money for the 4K display and the screen protector though. If you guys want a review or have any questions about the screen protector, let me know in the comments down below. The keyboard is decent, if not a little plastic feeling. It has 1.3mm of travel and is backlit, but the lack of a dedicated number pad may break some hearts. There are definitely better laptop keyboards out there, but it's not like this one is god awful. It's really just okay. Not great, not terrible, it's just sort of there, and it just kind of works. The glass trackpad is nice, accurate, and it has a sort of soft touch feel to it. It's a little bit odd at first, but you learn to appreciate it, and it's probably one of the best Windows trackpads not on a Surface device. Enough of the exterior though, let's talk about what's powering this beast. There's a quad-core Core i7 7700 HQ paired with a GTX 1050. Now the 1050 isn't the most powerful card on the market. In fact, it's actually one of the weakest Nvidia offers in the mobile space. But for what I need though, it gets the job done. I can play Overwatch and Battlefield 1 at 1080p at a cozy 60 FPS and edit videos in Premiere without having to wait an hour for them to render. With this power, the laptop does get a bit warm and it's also kind of loud. Thankfully not as loud as the speakers can get. The fans come on when the laptop is plugged in and you're really chugging along, and they're audible. But for normal use, they're pretty quiet, and on battery the fans rarely come on, if like at all. The laptop is just silent. It's pretty neat, and a little unsettling if you're in a dead quiet room. The RAM is upgradable up to 32GB. The 16GB model comes with two 8GB sticks, and it's nice to have dual channel memory. Battery life is pretty great too. It has a 97 Wh battery, so I get about 7 hours of normal usage even with this 4K display. With the 1080p display, you're probably looking at around 9 to 10 hours of normal usage. Thunderbolt 3 is also pretty neat. I mean, it's so much speed for such a tiny port. Sadly, this laptop only has 2 PCIe lanes. To clarify, it doesn't mean you're not getting 40GB per second. It's just that there isn't as much bandwidth for the PCIe lanes, so anything that uses those will be slower. You still have the ability to obtain transfer speeds up to 40GB per second through the likes of USB, DisplayPort, or whatever else is connected to the port. Just be aware though that if you plan on using external GPUs or certain external drives, they're going to be limited by the PCIe lanes on this Thunderbolt 3 port. Honestly, the XPS 15 is probably the best all-around laptop you can buy. Great build, great screen, great battery life, great power, great portability, though it does lean on the expensive side a little bit. If you want something similar but cheaper, check out the Lenovo Yoga 720 and the HP Spectre X360. But you get what you pay for. The XPS 15 doesn't excel in any one area though, but the whole package is just so gosh darn great, it's hard not to really enjoy it. If you look around forums like Reddit or whatever, you'll see tons of complaints, and for the most part, they're true. Some have coil whine, some have dead pixels like mine did. Mine also had coil whine. Some of the displays have backlight bleed, and some just have some random issue that you're never gonna find on another XPS 15. If you have screen flicker, update your Intel drivers. There are problems, but there's a solution for nearly all of them. If something comes up that really steams your beans, return it or call Dell support. The device has a 1-year warranty, and if nothing comes up within that first year, you're probably fine for the next few. Don't go out looking for trouble, because if all you do is look for the laptop's issues, you're bound to find something, and you'll never see the beauty and the power this thing has to offer. Just use the laptop like you would any other laptop, and if something comes up, do something about it. So if you want an XPS 15, buy one. If you don't. Just know that it's probably the most well-rounded Windows laptop on the market. At least until the Asus ZenBook Pro UX 550 or the next Surface Book comes out. And why is there only one Intel sticker? Come on, Dell! Give me an Nvidia sticker!